Hi everyone, DJ here. Welcome back to Thomas Characters Explained, the show where we explain oftentimes obscure or underused characters from across the Thomas & Friends franchise. It has been a hot minute since I've done an entry in this series, but the video making bug has hit me once again, so I think now is as good a time as any to dive back in. And what a better character to jump back in with than one of my most requested ones, Yong Bao, the Chinese competitor in the Best Decorated Engine competition at the Great Railway Show, and frequent recurring character in Big World Big Adventures. So without further ado, let's get into it. Yong Bao is a red tender engine from China, adorned with yellow lining, a green buffer beam, and a tiger on his tender. He first appeared in the 2016 Thomas & Friends film The Great Race, where he was seen arriving at Brendam Docks with the other internationals after their ship docked there accidentally. He was then later seen chuffing around the Great Railway Show yard space in Bridlington, and was seen competing in the Best Decorated Engine competition with several others, which he of course lost to Rajiv. After the Great Railway Show, he returned to China, where he appeared in the 2018 movie Big World Big Adventures. As Thomas passed through looking for Nia in the Rainbow Mountains, Yong Bao recognized Thomas and advised him to wear a snowplow due to the snowy Himalayan route, then coming to Thomas and Nia's rescue at the film's climax, stopping the engines from plunging over the cliff. Yong Bao then advised the engines as to the best way to return to Sodor and said goodbye. Now, the continuity isn't quite clear, but at some other point during Thomas's travels around the world, he had an extended stay in China during seasons 22, 23, and 24, working for the Chinese Railway, and Yong Bao featured prominently here. During these episodes, Yong Bao played somewhat of a mentor role to Thomas, helping Thomas calm down when panicking about being late, explaining giant pandas being the national symbol of China to Thomas, wishing Thomas luck while he chased after a water wheel, and even teaching Thomas Tai Chi, which helped Thomas stop the runaway truck Lei. Yong Bao and Thomas also got into some shenanigans regarding the delivery of costumes for a Chinese New Year's festival, and Yong Bao tried to cheer up Thomas after he started to miss Percy. Yong Bao is also by far the most well-developed international character in the entirety of both the mentioned Thomas & Friends films and TV show, as there was an entire episode dedicated to his backstory called Yong Bao and the Tiger. In this episode, we find out that long before the Great Railway Show, Yong Bao was a shunting engine in a station yard who wanted to pull passengers, but was always put down and made fun of by the other engines. One day, however, Yong Bao spotted a tiger in the yard, and for many days tried to spot it again to no avail, until one day in the winter he found it, followed it, and came across another engine hanging over a cliff with a passenger train in tow, leading to Yong Bao saving the train and being rewarded with his red livery and tiger adornment on his tender. Yong Bao also appeared in two Great Race Friends Near and Far shorts that chronicle his journey home to China. Shane surfs in the slippery snow, say that 5 times fast, where he warns and then saves Shane from racing off slippery tracks, and he also appeared in the short Yong Bao and the Monster in the Tunnel, where he confronts a mountain goat in a tunnel in the Swiss Alps. The wiki describes Yong Bao as a kind and faithful tender engine, with his red coat symbolizing celebration and happiness, and the tiger emblem inciting a sense of awe and admiration. Yong Bao is full of life and embodies the spirit of being driven to achieve and make progress. He is a really useful engine, and one that likes to have fun too. Okay, so apologies in advance for any mispronouncing of Chinese words. My great thanks to all of you for all of your patience. Yong Bao is a Chinese Railways RM Class 462 Pacific built by CSR Saifiang Co. Limited between 1958 and 1966. The class was used for passenger services, but also handled freight duties as well. A grand total of 258 of these engines were built, and they were gradually withdrawn and replaced starting in the 1970s, with all of them retired by the 1990s in favor of more powerful steam and diesel locomotives. The engines were coal-powered, had a maximum speed output of 110 kilometers an hour, and a power output of 1,397 horsepower, which is pretty impressive in my opinion. The locomotives were a development of earlier SL6 designs, and they employed Russian-style boilers similar to the ones used by JS282 types. They were all numbered RM1001 to 1258 and were designed to have many interchangeable parts with the JS282 class. Now, the exact reason for the quick demise of the RMs was hard to find. However, a few sources I found stated that the locomotives were not able to keep up with the increasing load demands of the Chinese railways at the time, hence why they were gradually replaced by more modern locomotives. Places like Xi'an were reportedly famous for the amount of RMs that worked there, and the locomotives could be seen around many of the major centers of Manchuria, such as Shenyang, Changchun, and Harbin. Only 3 of the RMs exist in preservation today, albeit not all in one piece. RM1001 is preserved at the China Railway Museum, RM1247 is preserved at the Shenyang Railway Museum, and RM1163 is preserved in Hyogo, Japan, but only the front half, as the rest of the locomotive was scrapped in 2006. Now, according to his design sheets, Yong Bao was modeled after RM1118 and RM1247, with neither the show or his Meet the Contenders short confirming if he is supposed to be either of these engines. In my opinion, Yong Bao could either actually be RM1247, as it is preserved, or he could be an alternate universe 1118 that didn't get scrapped, or he could be just another random member of the class. We will never know. Either way, a pretty interesting history for this character. I think it's pretty safe to say, as I said earlier, that Yong Bao is probably the most developed and, in my opinion, best international character. To be honest though, I have no clue as to why. On a surface level, I can explain why. He has multiple episodes where they explain his character effectively, have him participate in stories meaningfully, and show multiple sides of him, making him a layered and interesting character. What I don't understand is why Yong Bao specifically got so much good screen time and development, but none of the other Big World Big Adventures did, at least to my memory, to the same level as Yong Bao. Maybe the allure of a potential backstory to his tiger emblem got the creative juices flowing, or maybe they always had plans for him. Either way, the why doesn't really matter. I'm just happy that in this awful era of the show, there is a shining bright spot in Yong Bao. Alrighty folks, here is the 2016 Take and Play Yong Bao, which, if I'm being honest, is probably the best international tender engine made by this range. Not only is there a superb amount of detail from his lining, to the mandarin on his cab, to the tiger itself, but the engine is extremely well proportioned and resembles the on-screen character quite a lot. Of course, the model does suffer from the usual problems associated with this era of Take and Play, being a little squashed, fake bogey wheels, and large dummy magnets, but for what it's worth, I like this model, and it does a whole lot more good than bad. I'm giving it an 8 out of 10. Well, that concludes this episode of Thomas Characters Explained. Thank you all for watching this long overdue installment. I had a lot of fun with this one, and if you want to see any other characters, please be sure to leave them in the comments. I'm thinking that by the end of this next run of videos, we might be able to actually cover all of the international characters from the Great Race, but only time will tell. I will see you all in the next video. Bye, guys!